Hello guys from YouTube. I'm Yasmin. I'm host for Talking Talk. Talking Talk is a platform where we practice languages as English, German, Spanish, French. You can check more how it works in our website. This immersion is from Elias, but I will be replacing him today. And we usually have one subject to follow, some questions too, to guide our conversation. Today, we will talk about how to survive in an economic crisis. And today will be it. Hello, Monica. Good morning. How are you?
Hello, good morning. I'm great.
Are you new here in Talk and Talk? I don't remember you.
Yes.
Oh, this is your
Mm,
first version?
No, this is my I 13th.
Ah, okay. Got it. So, welcome. I sent the questions here on the chat. So, you already know how it works, right? Ah, okay. Thank you. So, here in the platform, we also start presenting ourselves. So, a little about me. I'm Yasmin. I'm 20. I live in São Paulo. Here, I live with my parents, with my cat too. Nowadays, I work as an intern on software development. And here in the platform, I'm host for English and for Spanish too. And that's it about me. Sydney, could you introduce yourself, please?
Okay, good morning, people. Hello, good Monday. My name is Sydney. I'm 39 years old. Currently, I live in Belo Horizonte, where I built my professional and personal life. Uh, I work as an accountant. I have been working in this field for the last 20 years. So I have a passion in my job, my career, because it permits me to use a lot of abilities to run a company. I think it thinks abilities about negotiation, about how to deal with different people in a workplace, like the clients, suppliers, partners, people from different areas, departments as well. Uh, I'm here on Talk Talk since October 2023. So I consider Talk Talk a great platform to improve our speaking skills, but not just this, but also to improve our communication skills. Uh, in my free time, I like to read books, articles in English. I like to watch TV series, movies in English as well. I like to hang out with my family, my friends, especially with my son, because he is now 7 years old, and I think it's a good time, a good age to, I think, to strengthen our bonds together. So that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, great time to do it. Thank you for sharing, Sydney. And Monica, what about you?
Okay. Hello, my name is Monica. I'm 28 years old and I'm living in São Bernardo do Campo, São Paulo. I work in the technology area in the bank. I'm married. I have a 8-month-old baby and I have four cats. And I'm just starting to learn English, so I ask for a little passion with me. I'm excited to improve my English and connect with you. And thank you for understanding. Yes,
Thank you
that's
for
it.
sharing, Monica. Thank you for coming too. And so starting with our first question, actually the second, Monica, for you, how does an economic crisis affect the average person?
Okay. An economic crisis can make life harder for most people, and many lose their jobs or have less income. Prices of things like food and food can go up, making it difficult to pay for basic needs.
Yeah, I think we face a lot this here in Brazil. Every time the crisis get worse, the food prices increase. Yeah, thank you. Sydney, what about you about the second question?
Yes, for me, the economic crisis affect the average person in a way that in most of the cases they must decrease their standard of living. I think at least to attend the basic things, they're more important necessities. I think doing it affect their body. I would say that they start to choose in order to buy high quality products. They must replace it for low quality products, and also instead to buy fresh food, they must buy more ultra processed food. I think it affects a lot their healthy, their their body. I'd say if they are in some developing stage, like kids and teenagers, and their mind as well, because I believe that this kind of ultra processed food has some ingredients that decrease our capacities, our cognitive capacities. It also affect our mental health, as long as we struggle a lot to maintain to maintain the bills paid on the time, and also to provide. We don't have the people who are facing this problem don't have possibility to provide as best as possible for their families, and in some cases they must they must try to keep working in some jobs, because the company used to put more pressure on their shoulders, more tasks, because they used to cut, to lay off, to fire other people, and increase more tasks on the people that stay there.
Yeah, I agree with you on all of these points. The crisis affect everyone. The companies that lay off the employees. They that stay have a lot of work to do. So yeah, and this generates a lot of problems with mental health and body health too. For example, uh, kids see something in the supermarket and want to taste it, want to buy, and then the parents have to say no, we cannot buy it. Is isn't in uh, the money that we have isn't enough to buy it. So yeah, I think everyone in some way is affected, once more than others. So, Sydney, what are some ways to save money during a financial crisis?
Uh, yes, like I mentioned before, in order to save some money in a financial crisis, the people must decrease their standard of living, because on the other hand, the cost of living increase a lot because of the inflation, all the things that affect the the, the economy in some situation. I think, for example, around me, there are some people who uh, who had kids that studied in private schools, so they must put them in public school to save money. For it, I think some people choose to change their cars to a smaller and a cheaper car and save money on taxes. Uh, I think gas and the maintenance. Of I think in a nutshell, I think to cut some superfluous things and the well also thinking more wisely when the people think about entertainment, so to go out less than before. I think today we have options like streaming services that we can use like Netflix and Amazon Prime instead to go to a cinema or place like that. We can find this option. We can replace it for some services like Amazon Prime and the Netflix.
Yeah, I agree with you. There are some small changes that can help in a big way because if we save little by little in each place of our life, at the end makes a big change. For example, there are people that like to go out every weekend to like the shopping mall, the theater, things like that, and this is very expensive. So it's a way to avoid to go out every weekend. I don't know. Maybe one weekend, yeah, other no. Other thing that I agree with you that helps is to take off the children's in the private school because it's very high, very expensive to maintain that. I don't know, 1,000 reais at minimum. And at the end of the month, this make a lot of change to save this money. So yeah, I agree with you. There are some small ways that we can make a big change. And for you, Monica, about the question three.
Okay. Oh, sorry, my baby is crying in the side. Um, my answer is similar the Sydney. People can save money by cutting unnecessary expenses. It's also important to make a budget and avoid new debts. Yes.
Yeah, I agree with you. This, I don't know.
Mm.
Uh, there's something that is really expensive in, even in the supermarket. There's something that changes a lot. For example, coffee, rice. Yeah, the price is crazy.
Yeah.
So Sydney, about the question, for what kind of emergency fund should someone have?
Yes, I think that it's always important to have some emergency funds to to attend in some unpredictable situations. But I would say that in Brazil, culturally, there are other ways to prevent some situations, serious situations. For example, to have some health care, a familiar health care to attend that situation of health. Uh, I think to have also a vehicle insurance in order to, yeah, in some problem about stealing, serious accident, or in some cases, fatal accident that the people or your family can be injured, harmful, and the insurance company could help you, could replace your money or could pay you all the costs. I think also the housing insurance is an interesting way to, I think, to make sure that your house is insurance is insurance about that something that can happen because a house in Brazil it can cost the money for the entire life. And if something happen with your house, we could go to the in the street and go to live in someone's house that could be very difficult. Another thing is insurance. I think life insurance is another interest option. I have all this insurance, and the life insurance is less common than people to choose it. But I think it's interesting because the price of it is very low. I'll say today I pay around four 40 reais for to ensure for me in my death about 200,000 reais. So the cost of it, I think the cost and the benefit is very good because in some fatal situation, my family will receive it, and as I contribute for the familiar budget, it will give for them at least a time to reorganize their life. So yeah, I think yeah, to save money in Brazil is very difficult. But if you have this kind of insurance in your life, it could give you it could protect your assets as well in different ways.
Yeah, like you said, there are some insurances that if we see the price is considered okay. Like you say, the health insurance, house insurance too. And I don't know, um, is better have that than don't have, and after that regret for some situation. For example, occur something to the car, and then a big cost to deal with, or even lose a car or a house. So yeah, a small insurance can help a lot in this moment. I remember about the uh, catastrophe that occurred in Rio Grande do Sul. I think was last year, and a lot of people lose their houses. Even their documents just go with the rain. And yeah, some of them have the insurance. Takes some weeks that to the insurance could help everyone in this situation. But yeah, is a I think is a safe way to know there is something that could help you in this situation, because imagine for the people that don't have it in this moment. Monica, and for you about the question four.
Yeah. For me, it's okay, what kind of emergency fund should someone have? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. It is a good idea for to have an emergency fund with enough money to cover 3 to 6 months or live expenses. This helps in case of job loss or unexpected cost. That's it.
Yeah, this is very intelligent because we don't know when, I don't know, we'll be laid off for our jobs. And then even 3, 6 months of emergency fund can really help on that. Because it's very, I don't know, very frustrated to pass a lot of time without job, and have found to help in this moment is really important. So, Monica, about the question five. How can people stay mentally strong during financial difficulties?
Yeah. For me, staying closer to family and friends help is. It's also good to talking about your worries, focus on solutions, and remember that crises don't last forever. you take care of your health is important too.
Yeah, I think in these hard moments, the help of the friends, the family
Mhm.
is, I think, is something that changes the situation because, yeah, we know if something happens, you have someone to help us, and I think this make us to be more strong to overcome the situation. Thank you, Sydney. What about you?
Yes, I think focus in what you have control. For example, try to cut no nor essential things. Uh, yes, just reorganize the familiar budget. Try to find some extra work, I think, to make some extra money. Some kind. Today we have Uber, some some platforms, some apps that we can we can make some money. In, I think in some situation there are some government programs that can give you some help. I think government assistances. Like Monica said, I think it's important as well I think to stay with if your family. I'd say that it impacts your mental health positively. And I think that it will not is not last forever, and the things will. I think the good opportunity will arise in the future. I think when we have this kind of thinking, I think think positively. I think it can help our can help us to stay strong. Also, what else? I think to exercise. I think to do some how can I say this? Practice some sports that can increase your mental health, your body as well. I think avoiding eating something that could bring you some uh, disease or some health problem as well, because I think anxiety and other negative feelings could impact in your health. I think, and uh, we can start to eat I think, more ultra-processed food, health food, and it will increase your, how can I say, increase some negative feelings.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think in this moment, we have to to keep in our mind, better days will come because I don't know, for me, the life is fully for, cycle changes. So one day the things are good, then another no, but the cycle will change to good after that. So yeah, I think this is important to keep in mind. Better days will come. So I think we already talked about the sixth question. Oh, the Monica cats, so cute. I will skip to the seven, okay? Sydney, what are the signs that a country is going through an economic crisis?
Yes, some of the facts that I consider that a country is going through an economic crisis is the inflation. I think when we see the prices rocketing up, it's a negative thing. I think when we see the companies bankrupting or the people losing their jobs, it's because it's a big sign that the economy is decreasing because the businesses is doing bad. I think in terms of the companies. Let me see. Well, the government. starts to pay a lot of assistances, a lot of to help the kind of people like the Bolsa Familia or other programs. It's another signs. Let me see. Yeah, anyway, especially for example, it will depend also in some area that we live. For example, I think in São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, I think in like in my city, Belo Horizonte, some is there are cities that we are considering big cities that most of the business is located based here there, and I think it's this series are the ultimate series that will feel some problems. I think in some areas, in some cities, that is small cities, it could be more, it could be easier to see this kind of bad signs of the economy in the country.
Yeah, I think these are some points that we can notice. This economic crisis is starting, and one sign that I every time notice is the prices increasing and the payment don't. For example, the money to buy a house, buy go to the supermarket, things like that increasing, but the payment don't increase together. So yeah, I think this is example too. And for you, Monica, about the question 7.
Okay. For me, some signs are high unemployment, rising prices, and many business closing.
Yeah, thank you, Monica. So,
Sorry, the question 7 or 6? I'm losing.
is the 7.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yes, it's my answer.
So, the question 8, Monica, what should the government do to help citizens during an economic crisis?
The government should create jobs, offer financial help to families, reduce taxes, and invest in important services like health and education. Yes.
Yeah, I know the governments in these moments also should invest in areas like healthy, like you said. There are some government programs they must invest to, like Bolsa Familia, for example,
Mhm.
things like that. So yeah, I think this helps a lot, and are small things that the government could do that helps so much. Sydney, and for you about the question 8.
Well, for me, I think the government it will help the citizens indirectly. I think when they reduce their expenses and I think reallocate in some areas the expense instead to invest in some projects instead of it use this money in other things to help the people. Like you said, some programs as well. I think to help some companies, some big company to maintain the employees working. I think today we have this kind of programs helping in the car makers like Fiat, Chevrolet, Hyundai, because I think today we already have technology enough to replace all these people to robots, and but the government has a kind of agreement with this kind of factory area to maintain the employees, and I think employees working, and I think the government help them indirectly. I think with some discounts in their taxes. I think yes. Today, it's a big issue, it's a hot issue that people are discussing because the government right now, they are trying to decrease the expenses, reduce the expense, but at the same time, they are looking for to increase uh, their budget through some increasing some percentage of taxes, for example, EOF, EA, this kind of things give to the, I think, make the population a little discomfort. Yeah, I think yes, uncomfort, no, discomfort. Because the people, I think traditionally we don't have a good vision of politicians, and in the same time, in order to help the citizens, they have to vote a lot of things. There are a lot of states to uh, put out this kind of projects from the paper to apply it in a real life. But when they decided to increase their salary, their benefits, they do it in one vote, in one night, especially after the normal schedule, for example, nearby the midnight, and to not show the attention from these things. So I think that they have a lot of things to do, but in a real life, the things is very complex, very different.
Yeah, you said about to give some help to companies that don't lay off the employees. I think this is very possible. For example, I know there are some laws to, for example, if you have one count of employees, you have to contract one percentage of people with disabilities, for example. So I think the companies must to create some, I don't know, some advantages to companies that maintain the collaborators, don't replace to robots, for example. I don't know, maybe reduce the imposts on these companies could help. Yeah, I think this could help a lot. So the number nine, Sydney, uh, is it a good idea to start a business during an economic downturn?
Yes, it will depend a lot in what area and what your point of view, your project you are planning. I think, of course, it's it's more the risky. It's the risky to start a business is is more than in a stable economy. But some people, especially rich people who have a lot of other businesses, they have some they have some plans, they have some studies to create this kind of in some areas. For example, in this moment, the people used to pay a lot of money in food expand to spend a lot of money in food. So some people start to start a new business in this area to produce food. Also the government used to give them some incentive in order to attend this kind of, especially in a internal in our country, because today it's easy to export these things for other country, and because the difference of the currency, some for some country is better to buy things to export things from Brazil than, for example, for other developed country. And the quality of the products in Brazil is very good. So to attend the internal I think the festivals, the government used to pay them some pay some incentives. I think because it's one of the area that the people should invest, and of course in some technological area, because some companies starts to lay off their staff, their employees, and starts to think other ways to replace to automatizar, can I say this? Automatizar some areas from using AI or new technology. So yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, we have a lot of examples of companies, like you said, of rich people that enjoy this moment to start that. Because yeah, there's a lot of new things that is possible to create in this moment. But yeah, just for people that have money to invest in this moment, because once we are passing through a crisis, it's hard to start something new. Monica, and for you about the question 9.
Okay. Starting a business during a crisis can be risky, but some opportunities can appear. People must plan well, good for needs in the marketing and measure their money carefully.
Yeah, this makes sense because if someone manage the money in a careful way, this could be more easy to start a new thing. Yeah, and maybe earn a lot of money to help. Yeah, thank you. Monica, then question 10. What lessons can we learn from past economic crises?
Mhm. Oh, we learned that it's so important to save money, avoid too much debt, and be preparators for changes. And the government and people should work together to recover too.
Yeah, this is very important. The work between the government and the population too, because once the government couldn't do everything, the population also. So, yeah, it's important. And for you, Sydney, about the question 10.
Yes, about the past economic crises. Well, I remember when I was a kid that Cruzeiro and Cruzado were the currency in Brazil, and the inflation was so high that I think every day the prices changed. And I remember that my parents they went to the supermarket and they did their groceries in once with two or three carrinhos. So they used to make a kind of stock. And I think today we don't have this kind of problem, but I learned from it that we must to I think to spend our money wisely, to take care about the things. I think today more common we spend our money in things that it's not so it will not impact our financial condition in the future. For example, instead to buy a luxury and a, a luxury car, we could choose for a smaller and a cheaper one, I think, and invest money instead to spend money with these things. Try to build your car, or build your house, or buy your house, and or at least save money to pay. How can I say in cash the entrada, because today I think that the interest is. to buy a house is so high that the people used to plan it previously in order to not affect their familiar budget. I think let I think what else? Mm, uh, I think about education. Today we have opportunity to study in some uh, federal institutions that is it's free instead to buy to study in a private university. But to do that, I think that people must study to pass in this kind of exam. If of course, if possible, because some people they live far away from some that's federal institution. Uh, what else? Yeah, I think Brazil is a an unstable country. So there are some years that we used to face this kind of economic problem. But after this, the thing starts to be good. And when the people starts to work in a good company and starts to make money, instead to spend his money in useless things, they must to build their financial condition that could give them, I think, a better condition in the future to face this kind of economic problem that for sure will happen. So living in Brazil, we must think about the future and to have more control on our expenses and to build this kind of thing to have a stable financial life.
Yeah, the education to learn how to control, how to manage the money, the bills, how to save money is very important and is something that isn't so taught in schools, for example. So yeah, I think this is something that we must to have in our schools. And you said about cruzeiros time, and I remember to see. I wasn't for this time, but I remember to see there was one time in Brazil the coin in Brazil was the same for United States, so was the same price. And nowadays, remember about this time that I didn't pass. I don't know. This looks so far from now, so impossible to think about that. So I think we go to the last question. Sydney, should people move to cheaper areas during a crisis?
Yeah, it's an interesting question because the people should move, but on the other hand, they will increase a lot the expenses about mobility, about to read their company, to read some institute areas. For example, here in Belo Horizonte, I think the price of housing is very expensive. So some poor people they are deciding to live away from the downtown, the center. But on the other hand, I think it's these places is not so there is no they are not the infrastructure there is not so good. So there are no supermarkets, grocery, drugstore, hospitals nearby there, and they must have their vehicle on vehicle, public transport not attend them very well. I think the security in these places are very low, so they must how can I say? Okay, they if they live in an apartment, there is also kind of infrastructure, some walls. But if they decide to build their house, they must invest in some equipment like security equipment. And what else? Public schools as well. So there are a lot of things involving when we decide to move to faraway areas instead to live in your own house. But on the other hand, the people will increase a lot the expenses about transport, about other things that they don't have access in these areas.
Yeah, totally agree with you. Could be something cheap for one side, but for another, could increase some bills to transport, things like that, to have more security, like you said. So yeah, I think people should first try to save money in something. For example, like you said before, try to reduce expensive bills, to not have some luxury actions. And if this helps, okay. If not, I think we should try to move to another area. And for you, Monica, about the last question.
Mhm. And moving to a cheaper place can help you save money on rent and other expenses, but people should consider their job situation, family, and support the network before moving.
Yeah, a lot of bills too. A lot of there are also the documents that we must to pay to move. So yeah, this could be a big bill in the end of the month. So guys, I think we don't have time to another question. Let me send the survey here to you. As you already know, is anonymous, and there you can say what do you think about this immersion. If you have, if you want to share one suggestion to another immersion, to improve the immersions, you can feel free. And that's it, guys. I will be here replacing Elias the Friday too, but I think next week he will become. And that's it. Thank you for coming today. Have a nice week.
Okay, thank you.